Hey guys, here is another hour-long flow, and for tonight's flow, whatever time it is where you are at, what we're going to be working on is splits, and we're also going to be working on an inversion. And the theme of today's class is splits, and we're focusing on inversions, but also splits, with the end goal of being maybe trying the splits in an inversion. And in today's class, what we're going to focus on is tripod headstand, because that is the inversion of choice, the inversion theme for this month, which is May. I don't know why I just said it like that. But anyways, if you don't want to take time for an inversion when it comes to that point in class, you don't have to. If you don't want to try tripod and you would rather try forearm stand or classical or handstand, you are more than welcome to do that as well. But just listen to your body, listen to your breath, and do what your body needs today on your mat. Not what it needed yesterday, not what it needed earlier today, but what it needs right now in this hour in your practice. So just listen to your body throughout class today as we move, listening to your body, listening to your breath, only doing what your body wants to do. But as always, everything I offer today in class is merely a suggestion that you can decide to take or not, depending on how your body is feeling and depending on what your body wants you to do. So take rest as you need it, dig deeper and try something new when you want to, but don't force anything, don't force the envelope, especially since we're going to be playing with splits. You don't want to go too deep in the splits too soon and end up pulling or straining or even tearing a muscle. I have seen weirder things happen. I was in a class one time. It was like when I first started practicing, and this really experienced yogi that I knew went ahead and popped a full split and ended up tearing her hamstring. Extreme case, she was also like a trail runner and an extreme runner and did all those ultra marathon type stuff. So her hamstrings were tight and just not ready for a full split. And like I said, that is an extreme example. However, just listen to your body, okay? I don't want you to force an envelope, like I said, pushing past that point of discomfort into that range of pain and end up hurting yourself, because that's not the goal. Okay, I'm an athletic trainer, or was an athletic trainer. I've worked in the ER for the past year, and I'm about to head off to medical school in August. And so the last thing that I want you to do, and trust me when I say this, I mean it with my entire heart, is to get hurt. So don't push the envelope with splits. Don't push the envelope with an inversion if your body's not ready. Okay, and so with all of that being said, let's go ahead and make our way here onto our mats into a comfortable seated position. Sitting in a crisscross applesauce, maybe you sit up on your knees, your choice. I'm actually going to head to my knees because that's just where my body wants to go today. But go ahead, close your eyes here, and begin to call your attention away from that to-do list of yours, away from what may or may not have happened today before class, forgetting about what may or may not happen later on today after class or later on this week or even this month. Just bring your attention right here and right now to your body, to your breath, and onto your mat. Palms facing down on your legs and on your knees for grounding energy. Palms facing up towards that sky for some receiving energy here. And just mindfully begin to lengthen out those inhales and those exhales of yours. Hugging your belly button up and in, growing that crown of your head up towards that sky. We're just going to do equal parts breathing today to start our class and to ground down for our opening pranayama. So go ahead and start inhaling up for 2, 3, 4. And as you exhale all the way down for 2, 3, 4. Inhale all the way up. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling all the way down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale all the way down for 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling all the way down. 2, 3, 4. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale all the way down. 2, 3, 4. And then inhale up. 2, 3, 4. Exhale all the way down. 2, 3, 4. Last round here. Inhale, filling up your lungs, filling up your diaphragm. Maybe take an extra sip of air in at the top for 5, or even 6. Before you exhale all the way down. That same count in. And then when you finish, inhale, reach your hands all the way up towards that sky. As you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space. Taking a second here to set an intention for your class. Maybe think of a mantra, one word to help you move and flow. Or maybe simply think about whatever brought you here onto your mat tonight. Or today. Keep that in mind throughout your class. And then inhale, reach your hands all the way up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your hands down towards your heart space, sealing in that intention, sealing in that mantra. And then inhale, reach your hands all the way up towards the sky, keeping your eyes closed, or maybe you open them. Interlace your hands here, press your palms up towards the sky. Good, big stretch up here. Taking your breath in as you exhale, lower your arms down directly in front of you so they come to shoulder level, pressing your palms out and over towards the top of your mat here. Let's take a breath in as you exhale, lift your hands up. And then inhale, and as you exhale, bring your hands back down directly in front of you. Taking a breath in, and as you exhale, lift back up. 2 more just like that. Inhale, hands lower down. Stretching out our shoulders here, and exhale, lift them up. Inhale, lower them down. Exhale, lift up. And then take a big breath in, pressing your palms an inch closer up towards the sky. And as you exhale, take your hands down the mat in front of you here. Tabletop position. Good. And then go ahead, just simply walk your hands out, palms with distance forward. And let's take our right leg, extend it long back behind us. Your toes stay down on the mat. And begin to rock back and forth. Stretching out that calf, stretching out the back of your leg here. Before you actively begin to press your right heel back towards the back of the mat. And we're still stretching out our leg here. We're still stretching out that calf. We're still stretching out that hammy, okay? Hugging your belly button up and in. Keeping your core engaged here. Let's take an inhale, and as you exhale, bring your right knee back down to the mat. Inhaling and exhale, extend your left leg long back behind you. And again, begin to rock back and forth here on this left leg. And then as you're ready, settle into stillness, actively pressing that left heel towards the back of your mat. And then go ahead and inhale, and as you exhale, rock back forward here. Tuck your left knee in line with your right. Take a breath in as you exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips up towards that sky. Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. And then go ahead, bend one knee and then the other here. Maybe you shake your hips side to side. Take a second to rotate around my mat here. And then as you're ready, settle into stillness, actively pressing both heels down towards that mat. Starfishing your hands down on the earth. And let's inhale all the way up onto your tippy toes. As you exhale, tiptoe all the way up to the top of your mat here. And let's take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale down. And then inhale, reverse one and all the way up to standing. Hands coming to touch above your head. As you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart space. And then inhale, bend your knees, reach up towards that sky. As you exhale, hinge forward. Let's take an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse one of all the way up, standing. Hands reaching up. As you exhale, hinge forward and down. Inhale, halfway lifting and lengthening. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse one of all the way up, standing. Hands coming to touch. As you exhale, pull those hands down to your heart space. And then inhale, hands reaching up. As you exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lifting, lengthening. As you exhale, bow forward, put your hands to the mat. Step your right leg long back behind you. Right knee's going to touch down the mat. Inhale, hands go high. Now, I have no idea why my AC just kicked on. But hey, we're just going to accept it. Sinking your hips down towards the mat here. Let's take a breath in as you exhale, hinge forward, plant your hands on the mat. Step your left foot back to meet your right, high plank. Knees stay high, your knees go down. Take a breath in as you exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. As you exhale, push your hips back towards that sky. Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Again, maybe you walk out your knees here. Maybe you settle into stillness. And then inhale, reach your right leg up. And as you exhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose, plant your right foot down the mat, left knee follows. Inhale, hands go up. Working through a classical sun style here. Pinkies swirling inwards to face each other. Let's hug our belly button up and in. Focusing on this nice little gentle hip stretch. Take your breath in as you exhale, hinge forward, plant your hands down on the mat, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, lifting, lengthening. Exhale, bow. Inhale, reverse forward dive, all standing hands coming to touch. As you exhale, pull your hands under your heart space. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, hinge forward and down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, lift, lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, put your hands down, step your left leg long back behind you, left knee follows. Inhale, hands go up. Now option to stay here with your hands high, or maybe you take your hands to your lower back, interlace them and press your knuckles down towards the mat, smiling your collarbones forward. Just taking a shoulder opening variation here. Take your breath in as you exhale, bow forward, plant your hands on the mat, step back, high plank, Vinyasa through. Meet me in your downward facing dog. And then inhale, left leg goes high. As you exhale, pull your left knee towards your nose, plant your left foot down the mat, right knee follows. Inhale, hands go up. Low classical lunge here. Or maybe your hands come to your lower back and interlace them. Still in a low classical lunge variation. Let's take your breath in as you exhale, hinge forward, plant your hands on the mat, step your right foot forward to meet your left forward. Fold. Inhale, halfway, lifting, lengthening. Exhale, bowing. Inhale, reverse swan dive, all up, standing hands coming to touch above your head. As you exhale, pull your hands down to your heart. Modifying, adding on. Inhale, hands go high. Exhale, hinge forward and down. Inhale, halfway, lift, lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, put your hands down on the mat. Step your right leg long back behind you, left knee follows. Inhale, hands go high. Maybe you take your hands onto the top of your left thigh here and press down, adding an extra little stretch, a little bit of pressure onto your left thigh. And by doing that, you can bring a deeper stretch both into this right thigh and your left leg. Take a breath in as you exhale, bow forward, put your hands down on the mat, step your left foot back to meet your right, high plank, Vinyasa through. Meet me in your downward facing dog. And then inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky, taking a breath in as you exhale, pull your right knee towards your nose. Inhale up towards the sky, exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale to the sky. Take a breath in as you exhale, pull your right knee towards your nose, plant your right foot down on the mat, left knee follows. Low runner's lunge. And hands can stay down on the mat here, or hands can stay high. It's your choice. From here, we take a breath in as you exhale, shift your weight back. So that way you straighten out your right leg. Inhaling, and as you exhale, rebound. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. Exhale, bend. 3 more. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, bending. And like I said, hands can stay down on the mat to make it easier. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rebound. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rebound. And then inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, put your hands on the mat if they're not already on your mat. You're coming into Ardha Hanuman, our half splits. Now, it's super early in class for half splits, and I know that, okay? So let's go ahead and get the party started. Right foot can stay down on the mat if you want. You can flex your right toes up towards the sky. And you can stay nice and proud, or you can begin to walk your hands down, long out in front of you. But just be kind to your body here, because like I said, it's early in class. Going where your body needs to in this moment. And let's take an inhale in, and as you exhale, rock back forward, low runner's lunge. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, take your breath in as you exhale, reach your left leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits here. One or both hands coming to your ankle to play with balance. And then take a breath in as you exhale, plant your hands back down the mat. Cross your right or your left leg behind your right pinky toes coming together to touch. Knees are crossed behind you. Fold forward here. Inhale, halfway, left lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, reverse one leg all the way up to standing. Hands coming to touch. As you exhale, unlace your legs and pull your hands onto your heart. Tadasana. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. As you exhale, hinge forward and down, forward, fold. Inhale, halfway, left lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, plant your hands on the mat. Step your left leg long back behind you. Let your left knee rest on the mat. And inhale, hands go up. And again, option for your hands to stay high. Option for your hands to come onto your right thigh and interlace here. Melting your hips down towards that mat, feeling that deeper stretch here in your left thigh. I'm going to go take a breath in as you exhale. Put your hands on the mat, step back, high plank. Optional Vinyasa, and meet me in downward facing dog. Good, and then inhale, reach your left leg up towards the sky. Taking a breath in as you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose, and inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, left knee in towards your left elbow. Take a breath in as you exhale, extend it up, and then inhale and exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose. Plant your left foot down on the mat. Right knee's going to follow, and either hand stay down on the mat, or lift your hands up towards the sky. Let's take a breath in as you exhale, shift your weight back, Ardha Hanuman. And then inhale, rock forward, bend that knee. Exhale, shift that weight back. Inhale, bend forward. Exhale, shift the weight back. Inhale, bend forward. Exhale, shift the weight back. Inhale, bend forward. 2 more just like that, shifting back as you exhale. Before you inhale, rebend. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, rebend. And take a breath in as you exhale, shift your weight back, plant your hands on the mat. Hanuman, half splits here on the left. Good, and same exact options as we took on that right side. So hands can stay nice and, or your body can stay nice and tall, hands nice and close to your body. You can walk your hands out in front of you. Left foot can stay still down the mat, or you can pop up onto your left heel here, flexing your left foot. Let's take a big breath in, going a little bit deeper. One more inhalation. As you exhale, rebend into your left knee. Tuck your back toes, reach or lift up your right knee and reach that right leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits here. One or both hands comes to your ankle to play with balance. Good. Keeping that belly button hugged up and in. For 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, take both hands down the mat. Cross your right leg behind your left. Pinky toes touching. Folding forward. Crossing your legs like a lady here, or however you like to think of it. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow. And then inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to standing hands and we touch. As you exhale, uncross your legs, pull your hands onto your heart, Tanasana. Good, and then inhale, reach your hands all the way up, big stretch up, and as you exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, bow forward, plant your hands on the mat, step or float back, your choice. Optional Vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Good. And then go take a big inhale and as you exhale, side out. Do that one more time. Inhale in and as you exhale, side out. And then from here, let's come up onto our left tippy toe, but keeping our right leg straight here. And then drive your right heel down towards the mat. And then inhale, reach your left leg up towards the sky. And as you exhale, cross your left leg behind your right leg like a lady here. Toes coming, pinky toe edges of your feet coming together to touch, where they're a few centimeters apart here. Feeling that deep stretch in the back of your left leg. For 3, 2, 1. Unlace your legs here, lifting your left leg as high as you want. Downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward, knees stay higher, knees go down. We take a double chaturanga. So take a breath in as you exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down, low plank. Inhale up, upward facing dog. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. And then go ahead, come up onto your right tippy toes and drive your left heel down towards the mat here. So right now, as you press your left heel down, you come up onto your right tippy toes, lifting that right heel up off the mat. You're feeling that deep stretch in the back of your left calf. And that's where you should feel it, in your gastrocnemius. And let's inhale, reach our right leg up. As you exhale, cross your right leg behind your left, crunching your legs like a lady here, like we did on our forward fold, like we just did on the other side. And now feeling that deep stretch in the back of your right leg. Maybe you feel it in your gastroc, down in your calf. Maybe you feel it up in your hamstrings. Maybe you feel it along the entire back of your leg. But just being careful not to hyperextend your right knee here. Let's take a big breath in as you exhale, lift your right leg up, and then place it back down on the earth. Good. And then inhale, rock forward, knees stay higher, knees go down. Double chaturanga, lower down. Inhale up, exhale lower. Inhale up, upward facing dog. As you exhale, push your hips up towards the sky. Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. And then go ahead and inhale, reach your right leg all the way towards the sky, taking a breath in. As you exhale, pull your right knee in towards your right elbow. And then inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee in towards your nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee to the left elbow. Inhale up towards the sky. And as you exhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose. Plant your right foot down on the mat. Low runner's lunge here. Hugging your belly button up and in. I'm going to go ahead and tuck my shirt in here real quick. So that way it stops flopping around. Good. Pulling your right hip back. Left hip forward. Good. Now I should have warned you to grab 2 blocks or 2 books. But I forgot to do that because I was so excited to get started in class. So if you want to go ahead and grab those, you're more than welcome to here. Taking a break from your practice to go grab those. Or if you want to stay with your hands down your mat, you're more than welcome to. Because what we're going to do from here is we're going to begin to bend and straighten this right leg of ours, working our right hamstring. So take a breath in as you exhale. Shift your weight back, big pyramid, lengthening out your right leg. Maybe your forehead comes down to touch your kneecap. And then go ahead, rebend. Take a breath in as you exhale, straighten out that leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Big pyramid. Inhale, bend to low runner's lunge. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. 2 more. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. And then exhale, straighten and hold here. Maybe you seal the entire palm of both hands down the mat. Maybe they're resting on blocks. Feeling that deep stretch in the back of your right leg here. Being careful, again, not to hyperextend that right knee, so maybe put a baby bend in it for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, rebend that right knee, and inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Good. High lunge. And I'm going to itch my nose. And your pinkies can stay swirling inwards to face each other here. Breathing, slowing down your heart rate. Or if you want, you can take a breath as you exhale, you can lower your arms down to a T. And inhale, lift them all the way up towards the sky. And as you exhale, lower them down to a T. And inhale, lift them up towards the sky. Taking those field goal arms, pulling down on the lap bar here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. And then inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. If they've been bending as you exhale, let's all take our hands to our lower back. Interlace them. Press your knuckles down towards the mat. Yoga Mudra. Taking a breath in as you exhale, hinge forward. Coming into a humble high lunge here. Keeping your chest either resting on your thigh, or if you want a little extra core work, lift your chest above that thigh. Good. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift that left leg up off the mat. Warrior 3 here. Breathing, hugging your belly button up and in, squaring this left leg down towards the mat here. Hands can come to your heart space if you don't want to take that humble variation any longer. Good. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, fold forward, forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway, lifting, lengthening. As you exhale, bow forward, plant your hands on the mat, step or float back. Optional Vinyasa. Meet me in your downward facing dog. Good. And then inhale, lift your left leg up, and as you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your left elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee in towards your nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee to your right elbow. Inhale to the sky. And then exhale, left knee in towards your nose. Plant that left foot down the mat. Low runner's lunge here. Left hip pulling back, right hip pulling forward. And either stay here. Well, actually, no, you gotta stay here. Because if you already needed blocks, you already got them. So maybe you grab your blocks. Good. Pressing that right knee up towards the sky. Let's take a breath in as you exhale. Push your hips up towards the sky. Lengthen out that left leg. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Lengthen. Bend. Lengthen. Exhale, bend. Good. Lengthen, pressing that right heel down to the max. Rebend. Lengthen. Rebend. 2 more. Let's lengthen up that left leg. As you exhale, bend it. And then inhale, lengthen out that left leg. As you exhale, bend it. And then inhale, reach your hands all the way up towards that sky. High lunge here. Left hip pulling back, right hip pulling forward. Keeping your hands straight up towards that sky. Hugging your belly button up and in. Good. And again, hands can stay high, taking a breath in, or maybe you exhale, lower them down to the T's, and inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Lifting up towards the sky before you lower down to your field goals, your T. Lift up. Exhale, pull down. Lift up. Exhale, pull down. And then inhale, lift your hands up towards the sky. And we'll exhale, take our hands down to our lower back. Interlace them, Yoga Mudra. Press your knuckles down towards the mat. Inhale, look up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge forward here. Good. Modified high lunge here, a humble high lunge. And again, your chest can rest on your left thigh, or your chest can hover up off of your left thigh here for extra core challenge. Also challenges your balance a little bit. For 3, 2, 1. Lift that right leg of yours up off the mat here. Warrior 3. Good. Adjusting on your mat as you need to here. Right hip and right leg square down towards the mat. Hands resting at your heart space. Maybe they rest on the mat. Maybe they reach back behind you. Maybe they stay in that Yoga Mudra. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower your hands down to the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. As you exhale, put your hands to the mat. Step or float back, landing with bent elbows. Make your way through an optional Vinyasa. Meet me in downward facing dog. Good. And from here, we take 5 breaths for ourselves. So if you want to rest in child's pose, feel free to rest in child's pose. If you want to hang out in down dog, you can. But if you want to come with me, let's come to dolphin here, bringing our elbows down onto the mat. Walking our feet about a foot width distance more, or a step more forward. Good. And again, simply breathe here, pressing into our elbows if you're in dolphin. 3 more breaths. Last breath. Let's take an inhale in. And as you exhale, let's meet back in our downward facing dog. Good. And let's inhale, reach our right leg up towards the sky. Taking a breath in as you exhale, pull your right knee in towards your right elbow. Inhale up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee in towards your nose. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee to the left elbow. Inhale, reach it up towards the sky. And then inhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose. Plant your right foot down on the mat. Low runner's lunge. Let's put our left hand down here and reach our right hand all the way up towards that sky. Scissor your hips together. Left knee can come down to the mat for support. Or it can stay lifted, your choice. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach your right hand up towards the top of your mat. Flip your right palm so it comes into face midline. Inhale, lift up your left palm. Chest hovering up off of your thigh for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Good, let's take a breath as you exhale, lengthen out your right leg. And inhale, rebend it. Exhale, lengthen out that right leg. Inhale, rebend it. Lengthen, bend. 2 more. Lengthen, bend. Lengthen that right leg. Bend that right leg. And then take a breath in here, settling into your high lunge. Good. Just focusing on keeping this right leg parallel with the mat. Left leg as straight as you can. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bow forward, putting your hands to the mat. Lift your right leg all the way up towards the sky. Stack your hips here. Bend your right knee. Open hip, 3-legged dog. Taking circles at whatever joint you need to. Ankle, hip, knee, your choice. And then inhale, straighten out your right leg as you exhale, pull your right knee towards your nose. Plant your right foot down on the mat and pull yourself up and open. Warrior 2 here. Taking time to set up your pose real quick. Feet are in heel to arch alignment. When you gaze down, you can see your right big toe because your right knee is striking out towards the peak toe edge of your mat. Hands are out and a nice big T. Let's take a breath as you exhale, straight out your right leg. And inhale, rebend it. Exhale, straighten and lengthen. Inhale, bend. 3 more. Lengthen, bend. Lengthen, bend. Lengthen, bend. And hold here. Good. Settling into our warrior 2. Just taking time there to warm up our hips a little bit, but also get that right hammy all warmed up. Good. And then inhale, flip your palms up towards the sky. As you exhale, reverse it back. Reverse radiant warrior. Getting down towards your left foot or up towards the sky here. And you can stay here with your right knee bent, or maybe you straighten out that right leg, coming into a reverse trikonasana, a reverse triangle pose here. Breathing for 3, 2, 1. Let's all inhale, pull ourselves up back to center. So either landing in your base trikonasana or in your warrior 2. If you're in your warrior 2, go ahead, straighten out your right leg so you come into your trikonasana, triangle pose base. Scooting your left foot in a little bit if you need to. Let's inhale, rock forward as you exhale, tilt forward and down. Coming in to your triangle pose here. Gazing up towards your left leg or left thumb or down towards your right foot here. Good, pretending like you're between 2 plates of glass. Breathing for 3, 2, 1. Stare down at your right foot. Bring both hands down to frame your right foot. And from here, we're going to inhale, lift up our left leg. Warrior 3. Hands can hover up off the mat here. And we're just here for 3, 2, 1. Because as you exhale, you're going to bring your left foot down onto the mat about 3 feet behind your right foot. And you're going to inhale, rise up. Hands are going to come together at the top. Or you can just keep your hands up towards the sky. Because what we're going to do here is we're going to bring our hands to our hips and we're going to pull our right hip back and pull our left hip forward here, scissoring our thighs together. So we did big pyramid and now we're going to do pyramid pose. So let's inhale, lift your hands all the way up towards the sky, taking a big breath in. As you exhale, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Hinge all the way forward and down. Forehead coming down to touch on your kneecap if that works for you. Hands can separate out on the mat here. Bending your right knee if you wish. If your right knee is bent, the hands can separate out. And if you want to come into standing separate head to knee pose, when your forehead comes down to touch on your right kneecap, like we do in hat yoga, you are more than welcome to. Or if you just want to hang out in your pyramid, you can also do that. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift that left leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits. One or both hands comes to your right ankle here to play with balance. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, plant your hands down the mat. Step, step, step that left leg back behind you. Left knee is going to come down to the mat. And then go ahead and shift your weight back. Ardha Hanuman, half split. Now you have an option here because we've warmed up this right leg a little bit more. You can stay here, taking your Ardha Hanuman as deeply as you wish. But if you want to come into a different hamstring stretch, open this up a little bit more because we're going to be here one more time in our Ardha Hanuman. Feel free to begin to shift your weight back and back and back until your bottom comes to rest on your left heel. Good, and you can stay here. This is a super intense stretch here for this left thigh. Right toes flex up towards the sky, or right toes pointing forward, and your bottom's resting on your left heel. And just breathe wherever you've landed. And if this stretch, if you're sitting on your heel, is not enough and you want more, feel free to reach your hands up towards the sky and hinge forward here. Reaching somewhere on your right leg, bending forward. Adding a little bit of extra contraction and traction to that right hammy and lengthening it just a little bit more. If you're sitting on your left heel here, plant your hands down the mat and begin to rebend into your right knee, and we'll all meet back in that low classical lunge. Good. And take a breath, and as you exhale, tuck your back toes, lift your left knee, plant your left hand down the mat, and reach your right hand up towards the sky. Back where we started in our low runner's lunge with a twist. And you can stay here if you want, or if you want to step back towards your side plank, you are more than welcome to. Pressing your hips up towards the sky, left hand down, feet stacking. Maybe your left knee goes down for support. Or just rock out your low lunge with a twist. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower lunge with a twist, windmill your hands down, and step back, high plank. Side plank, just windmill your right hand down, high plank. Optional Vanasana for everyone. Meet me in downward facing dog. And then go ahead, inhale, reach your left leg all the way up towards the sky, taking a big breath. And as you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee to the left elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale to the sky. And then exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose. Plant your left foot down the mat. Low runner's lunge. And then go ahead, plant right hand down and reach your left hand up towards that sky. Twisting here. And again, opting for that right knee to come down to the mat, the back knee here, as you extend the neck of your right foot long out of the mat, or your knee can stay lifted up off the mat and toes can stay tucked. Twisting here, engaging that core. For 3, 2, 1. Windmill your left hand up towards the front of your mat here. Palm faces forward, and then inhale, reach your right hand up. Chest hovering up off of your thigh. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up. Settling into your high lunge. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lengthen out your left leg, and inhale, rebend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, rebend. Good job. 3 more. Lengthening, bending. Lengthening, bending. And then lengthen out that left leg, taking a big breath, and as you exhale, lower down to your left knee, and hold here. Keeping your belly button hugged up and in here. Focusing on keeping this left leg straight, right knee pressing up towards the sky. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bow forward, put your hands on the mat, reach your left leg all the way up towards the sky. Stack your hips here, bend your left knee. Taking circles at whatever joint you want or need to here. But while you're taking circles and you pull your left knee up towards the sky, actively press that left armpit of yours down towards the mat. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, straighten out your left leg, inhaling in. As you exhale, pull your left knee towards your nose, plant that left foot down the mat, and windmill up and open. Warrior 2. Good. And again, take that time to set up your pose. Feet are in that heel arch alignment here. And then take a breath in as you exhale, straighten out your left leg. And inhale, rebend. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale, bend. Lengthen, bend. Lengthen, bend it. Lengthen it out, bend it. 2 more. Lengthening, bending, lengthening, bending. Then lengthen that left leg, and as you exhale, rebend into your left knee. Coming into your warrior 2 to stay here. Hugging your belly button up and in to keep that core engaged. Gazing out in front of you. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, flip your palms up towards the sky. As you exhale, take it back. Reverse radiant warrior. Reaching that left hand up towards the sky before you take it back behind you. Gazing down towards your right foot. Or maybe you straighten out that left leg here. Coming into your reverse trikonasana. Your choice. Maybe you gaze up towards the sky. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. Let's all pull ourselves back up to center. Either coming into your base trikonasana, wiggling that back foot in, or coming into your warrior 2. And if you're in your warrior 2, go ahead, Inhale, lengthen out that left leg. Wiggle walk that right foot in as much as you need to here to get into your Trikonasana. All 5 of your left toes facing forward. 5 of your right toes facing out and over towards the left long edge of your mat. Let's take a breath in as you exhale, hinge forward and down. Coming into our Trikonasana, our triangle pose here. Using this pose as a place to slow down our heart rate, to slow down our breath. Simply breathing. Then go take a big breath, and as you exhale, glance down towards your right foot. Bring your hands down to frame your left foot. Come up onto your right tippy toes, take a big breath, and as you exhale, lift that left leg up off the mat. Again, hands can hover here. We're not here for super long. Only for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, plant that right foot down on your mat. 3 feet between your left foot and your right foot. Come up here. And then, again, take your hands to your hips. Pull your left hip back, right hip forward here, scissoring your thighs together. Your right foot's between 45 degrees and 90, your back leg is. Let's take your hands up towards the sky, taking a big breath. And as you exhale, hinge forward, tuck your chin toward your chest. Coming down into your pyramid pose, separating out your hands as you need to for balance. Maybe your forehead comes down to rest on your kneecap, or maybe you keep your head nice and lifted here. It's your choice. But still constantly pull your left hip back, right hip forward. You want a nice flat lower back, a nice sacrum here. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift your weight forward. Reach your right leg all the way up towards that sky here. Coming into your standing splits. One or both hands comes to that ankle to play with balance. Then we're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. If your hands came to your ankle, plant them down the mat. And then reach that right leg long back behind you. Right knee's going to fall down on the mat. Classical lunge, and then shift your weight back. Ardha Hanuman half splits. And again, that option to stay here, or that option to begin to shift your weight back so you come to sit on your right heel. Bring that crown of your head up towards the sky. Hands coming to rest at your heart. Or maybe you reach your hands up towards the sky and hinge forward here if you're sitting on that right heel. Good. If you're sitting on your right heel, take a breath in as you exhale. Slowly begin to rebend into your left knee. If you're not, Ardha Hanuman half split, slowly begin to rebend into your left knee. Hands come down to frame your left foot. Let's plant our right hand down. Turn your left toe, or right knee, or right toes. Lift our right knee, and inhale, reach our left hand up towards that sky. Now again, option to stay here, option to set back to your side plank here. Lifting your hips up towards that sky, hugging your belly button up and in. Good. Breathing here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As we exhale, let's all meet back in our high plank. Single or double chaturanga here, your choice. I'm going to do a double chaturanga if you want to too. Meet me in your downward facing dog. Good. And from here, we're going to take 5 more breaths for ourselves. Now, if you really, really want that child's pose, take a child's pose. But if you want to come with me, let's bring our elbows down to the mat. Coming into dolphin pose here. And then walk our feet in just 1 step forward. Good. Hugging your belly button up and in here, pressing your hands and your forearms down to the mat. And you can stay here, or if you want to build some shoulder strength, come with me because we're going to take a breath as you exhale, rock forward, touch your nose down to your thumbs, and rock back, dolphin. Inhale and exhale, rock forward, nose to thumbs, inhale back, dolphin. Exhale, rock forward, inhale to dolphin. Exhale, rock forward, inhale to dolphin. Exhale, rock forward, last one. Inhale, back, dolphin. And let's all take 3 more breaths here in either dolphin. Maybe make your way to child's pose. Maybe you take down dog. 2 more breaths. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and meet me back in your downward facing dog. Good. And then from here, let's inhale, reach our right leg all the way up. As you exhale, bend your right knee here, stack your hips. Stay here or flip your dog by lowering your hips down towards the ground, planting your right foot down the mat, and reaching your hips up towards that sky. Coming into your flip dog. If you flip, go ahead, come back around. We'll extend our right leg long up towards the sky, inhaling in. As you exhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, right knee to the left elbow. Inhale to the sky. As you exhale, pull your right knee in towards your nose. Put that right foot down on the mat. Low runners lunge, point left hand down. Reach right hand high. Low lunge with a twist. Stay here. Step back. Side plank. Adding on here. One step at a time. Side planking or for 3, 2, 1. If you're in side plank, go ahead, plant that right foot down. Well, take a big breath as you exhale. Windmill up and open. Warrior 2 here towards the top of your mat. Right hip pulling back, or right hip pulling back. Bending into that right knee. Inhale, flip your palms up towards the sky as you exhale, reverse it back. Reverse Radiant Warrior. Taking a big breath in. Take one more breath in as you exhale. Hinge forward and down, extended side angle. Hat Yoga Trikonasana, sinking your hips down towards the mat. Right hand coming down to rest on the inside of your right foot. Maybe your right elbow rests on that right thigh of yours. Then go take a big breath in as you exhale. Windmill your left hand down onto the mat. Walk your right hand down so both hands are towards the long edge of your mat here, or the outside of your long edge of your mat. Take your right toes, point them up towards the right top corner of your mat, and then sink down into your right knee, coming into your Skandasana here. Little fun, little funky transition. All 5 of your right toes pointing up towards the front edge of your mat. Left toes pointing up towards the sky with your left heel down on the mat. If this right heel is sealed down, if this right heel is not sealed down on the mat, come up into your modified Skandasana, your crab pose. And just breathing here for 3, 2, 1. Take a big breath in as you exhale. Put your hands on the mat. Rotate around so that way both hands are now on the inside of your right foot. You're on your left tippy toes. Wiggle walk your right foot out and over towards the long edge of your mat. Take your left knee down to the mat. Lizard pose here. Planting both hands down on the mat. Staying nice and proud. Opting for your elbows to come down to the earth if you want to. It's not mandatory. Good. Breathing into this right hip. For 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, take a big breath in as you exhale, step your left foot up towards the top of your mat. Malasana, low yogi squat is where we're going to meet. Opening up your hips here by taking your elbows to your thighs and pressing your elbows into your thighs to open up your hips just a little bit more, growing the crown of your head up towards the sky, hugging your belly button up and in here. Now option to jam out a crow pose if you want to jam out crow. I'll offer it next round. But you don't have to if you don't want to. It's totally your choice. If you want 2 crows, let's do it. Let's warm up that core. Let's warm up those arms for an inversion. I personally feel like arm balances are an amazing way to warm up for inversions, but that's just me, okay? They're also a really good way to get your arms tired before you start doing inversions too, so just keep that in mind. We're in our Malasana for 3, 2, 1. Take a big breath in as you exhale. Put your hands down the mat. Lift your hips up towards the sky here. Forward fold. And then wiggle walk your right leg into midline. And then wiggle walk your left leg in too. Good. And then from here, we're going to inhale. Lift our right leg all the way up towards the sky. Standing splits. And I'm going to rotate to face the camera here. Okay? And yeah, I know my bottom's towards you. I'm sorry. Because from here, you have 2 options. You can stay here in your standing split. One or both hands come into your ankle to play with balance. Or, because we've warmed up our hammies here and we have warmed up our hips, we have an option to take Super Soldier. And if you're like, ooh, that sounds cool, that sounds fun, it is. And so if you want to go, and because you know the pose, and go ahead and come into it, you can. But if you want to come with me, let's straighten out our right leg a lot. And let's take our left hand back behind our left foot here a couple inches. So like 5 or 6 inches. And walk our right hand out towards the right top corner of your mat here. So that way, you're making a diagonal with your left hand and your right hand. From here, we're going to bend our right knee a whole heck of a lot. And we're going to wiggle our left elbow underneath our left calf so it's back behind it, bringing our left shoulder a little bit closer towards our left knee. And from here, what you do is you take a leafable faith, grounding all of your way down to your left foot and your right hand. You lift your left hand up off the mat. You bend your right knee, lowering it down a little bit closer to the mat so that way your left hand can come reach onto the pinky toe edge of your right foot. Now, once you have that right foot, you kick your right knee up towards the sky. Good. And there you go. You're in Super Shoulder here. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's all make our way back to our standing splits. Gonna take a big breath in, and as you exhale, bring your right foot down to the mat. Forward fold. And inhale in as you exhale, step your left leg long back behind you. Left knee is gonna fall down onto the mat. Low classical lunge. Now from here, 3 options. Ardha Hanuman, half split. You can come to sit on your left heel if you want, or you can take this closer into a full splits. If you're interested in coming closer to a full splits, come with me, and I'm going to cue from our low classical lunge. Because what I like to do for my low classical lunge is wiggle walk my right foot out a little bit, so my right heel comes out in line with the tops of my fingertips here. And then what I do from here is I walk my hands up towards my body, and I wiggle walk my left knee back behind me a little bit more, wiggle walk my right foot out in front of me a little bit more, gliding that heel out onto the mat here. Good. And right now you see I have this big old gap in between my mat and my thigh. And I can stay here nice and proud, or if you have any sort of bolster or blocks or blanket or towel that you want to roll up underneath you and place underneath this leg, you can. Also, if you have, oh, I already said pillow. Or what you can do is you can lower your hips all the way down to that mat. And you can rest. And we're here in either a half split, full split, or stretch for 3, 2, 1. Slowly make your way back to your low classical lunge, bending into your right knee. Let's take a big breath in. As you exhale, step back, high plank, double chaturanga if you want it. Meet me in your downward facing dog. And then inhale, reach your left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, stack your hips here, bend your left knee. Stay here or flip your dog, lowering your hips down towards the mat, reaching your hips up towards that sky. And we're here for 3, 2, 1. If you flipped, come back around. While inhale, reach your left leg up towards the sky. As you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your left elbow. Then inhale up towards the sky. Exhale, left knee in towards your nose. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, left knee to the right elbow. Inhale to the sky. And then take a breath in as you exhale, pull your left knee in towards your nose. Plant your left foot down on the mat. Low runner's lunge. Left hip pulling back. Right hip pulling forward. Put your right hand down. Reach your left hand high. Twisting here. Or maybe you step back to your side plank. Holding for 3, 2, 1. We'll all meet back in our low runner's lunge with a twist. Taking a big breath in. And then as you exhale, open up. Warrior 2 here. And I'll turn around so that way I'm facing the camera, because I know Skandasana can be kind of confusing when all you can see is my backside. Inhale, flip your palms up towards the sky. Exhale, reverse it back. Reverse radiant warrior. Breathe in here. Keep that big old warrior 2 in this left knee. Whoops. Don't fall for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hinge all the way forward and down. Coming into your extended side angle. Left hand resting on the inside of your left foot here. Left elbow resting on your left thigh. Good. I'm going to check my watch here. Okay, we got 12 minutes left of class. We've got kind of a lot to do. So let's do this. Let's take both hands down onto the inside of our left foot, walking our hands on over towards the long edge of your mat, or past the long edge of your mat. Point all 5 of your left toes up towards the left top corner of your mat. Sink your hips down, bend into your left knee, come into Skandasana. Okay, and same exact cues as last time. If this left heel is not down on the mat, then come into your modified crab pose, okay? But if it is down on the mat, then feel free to stay in Skandasana, or if Skandasana is too much of a stretch on those hips of yours, feel free to hang on your big crab. Hugging your belly button up and in here. For 3, 2, 1. Plant both hands down on the mat. Come back up onto your right foot. Wiggle walk around, so that way adjusting. So you're facing the top of your mat here. I know I'm facing the back of my mat, but you're facing the top of your mat. Left foot walks out towards the left long edge of your mat. Take your back knee down to the mat. Meet me in your lizard pose. And stay nice and proud here. And simply breathe. Breathe into your hips. Slow down your heart rate. You know what's coming. Balasana and crow. Then we're going to take our super soldier, and I'm not going to take as long to break it down on this side as I did on the other side in the name of time. And then we'll have option for Ardha Hanuman. Again, I won't break it down. I won't cue as much in it. We'll just get right into the pose. And then we'll take time for inversions. And from there, we're probably just going to have to bring it straight down to the mat into our final Shavasana because of time. So with that being said, make sure at the end of class, once you've come through your final Shavasana, you take time to stretch. Or before you even hit your final Shavasana, when I call for Shavasana, you take time to stretch and then take Shavasana, okay? So let's take a big breath in as you exhale, tap your back toes, lift your back knee, taking a big breath in as you exhale, step your right foot up to Malasana, top of your mat here. Good. Like I said, you can hang out here or you can come into crow pose. And if you want to come into crow pose, feel free to plant your hands down the mat directly underneath your shoulders. Rise up onto your tippy toes and wiggle walk your knees in so they come to rest directly behind those elbows of yours. Look forward, gaze forward. Lift your feet up off of that mat. Maybe do one at a time, maybe do both feet at once. And I know I just flew through that. No pun intended, but that was a really good pun there. Or like, is that a pun? Really good opportunity to use a really fun for crow, flying, get it? I'm stupid, I know. And I know I just rushed through there, okay? And I'm sorry. But again, so race against the clock now. Let's take a big breath in. If you're in crow, meet me back in Malasana. Because from here, what we're going to do is we're going to plant our hands down on the mat, lift our hips up towards the sky, and then wiggle walk our feet in towards midline. Okay? I'm going to turn around to face the camera one more time. So plant your right foot down, reach your left leg up. Standing splits. An option to stay here, one or both hands come into your ankle, or option to come into your super soldier. So walk your left hand out to the left top corner of your mat. Walk your right hand so it's directly behind that right heel. 5 or 6 inches, hands are in a diagonal. Bend your left knee here, lower your left knee down towards the mat so your foot comes closer towards the earth. Take your right hand to your left foot and then kick that left foot up towards the sky. Good, and like I said, I know I just flew through that one too. I know. I'm sorry. But I'll have tutorials for both up on my channel, and I promise that is not a shameless plug for myself. I promise you. And we're in Super Soldier for 3, 2, 1. Taking a big breath in as you exhale, fold forward at the top of your mat. Forward, fold. And then from here, let's take our right leg long back behind us. Bring our right knee down to the mat. Low classical lunge. Same 3 options as last time. Half splits, full splits, or come back to sit on your heel. Your choice. And if you're coming with me, let's wiggle walk this left foot out and out and out and out in front of our hands. Wiggle our right knee back a little bit. Walk that left foot forward, sliding your heel on the mat if that's easier for you, until you come down into your variation of the pose. Good. Hugging your belly button up and in. Breathing here. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin to make your way out of the pose slowly with control, not rushing here, meeting me back in your low classical lunge with time. And then from here, go ahead, tuck your toes, lift your right knee, step back, high plank, and then just bring your knees down to the mat and come to sit on your heels. Good, and from here, we have inversion time. So like I said at the start of class, if you don't want to do inversions right here and right now, you don't need to. We have 7 minutes left to class. So if you want to start bringing your class down, go for it. If you want to play with inversions, let's go. Let's do it. Pick your inversion of choice. If you're coming with me, we're going to play with tripod. So I'm going to move my bun off the top of my head because the crown of my head, that soft spot on the baby, is what's going to come to rest on the mat, not only in tripod, but also in classical, okay? And so from tripod, I like to cue for my hands and knees or from tabletop. And so I'll cue out tripod, and then from there, we'll start diving into splits legs if you want to come there. So for tripod, let's bring the crown of our head down to the mat. Hands and crown of our head making a triangle. Let's tuck our toes, lift our knees. Walk our feet in, so that way our hands and our feet are a little bit closer together. And let's bring our knees down onto our triceps. And you can hang out here in egg for as long as you want to need to. But then once you feel comfortable and stable, feel free to extend your legs up towards the sky, taking a reverse squat. Okay, now I'm upside down in my inversion. And hopefully you are too. And if you're not and you're watching, just watch, that's okay. And to come into our splits, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my right leg down towards my mat here, and then simply drop my left leg back behind me towards the front of my mat. And bam, I'm in my splits and my inversion. It's that easy. You literally just drop one leg down towards the front of your mat, so back behind your body, and then the other leg down towards the back of your mat so you can see that foot. And to switch out, you lift your legs back up towards the sky, back to neutral, and then just lower your legs down in the opposite direction than they did the first time. Bam. You're in your splits and your inversion. And if you're in tripod, actively hug your elbows together here.
And I know my right leg, my back leg here, that's reaching out towards the top of my mat, is probably not perfectly straight. Now if that's a problem, you have to drive that foot of yours towards the front of your mat actively and drive your back foot like someone is pulling on your feet in opposite directions here. Coming out of your inversion whenever you want. If you're with me in tripod to come out, you have two options. The option I'm going to cue first and lead you through is pulling your knees down towards your elbows, back to your egg. Then taking your toes down to the mat, knees follow, and then slowly roll up out of the pose, vertebrae to palm vertebrae stack. Second way to come out of tripod is just to bring your feet down on the mat, straight from the sky, not stopping an egg, and then you lower your knees down to the mat. If you're playing here in an inversion, continue to play for as long as you want or need to. I'll give you another 30 seconds to play in your inversion. If you're done playing in your inversion, take a sip of water if you want, but land in child's pose so that way you can reverse that blood flow. I was thirsty, clearly. Good. You've got about 5 more seconds if you're still playing inversions and want to stop with me. But if you want to keep on playing it. 10 out of 10 encourage you to do that. But if you're coming with me and you're in your child's pose, go ahead, slither your body through your hands and your elbows so you're coming to lay out on your mat here. And from here, let's go ahead and pull our left knee parallel with the top of our mat, taking a 90-degree angle with our left leg here. Left leg coming directly out of your hip, left shin hanging directly behind it at a 90-degree angle. Coming here into a half frog pose. You're going to take a big breath in as you exhale, extend your left leg back behind you and pull your right knee back up towards the top of your mat. Coming into half frog pose on the right. Hands can rest underneath your cheek here as you gaze out over towards your right knee like a pillow. Your forehead can rest on your hands. Your forehead can rest on the mat. Your left cheek can rest on the mat. But simply rest. And if you're coming with me, let's take a big breath in as you exhale. Extend your legs long back behind you. Bring your favorite cheek to rest on the mat. Hands go long out in front of you or go down by your sides. Coming in to our final Shavasana. Like I said, I know that was not a lot of time to cool down. So if you're not ready for your final Shavasana and you want to take more time to stretch it out here, stretch out your hips, stretch out your shoulders, do it. I encourage you to do that. But as always, I got so caught up in teaching, I forgot to save time at the end. But again, if you're ready for Shavasana to rest here and take time to stretch after class, do that as well. But stay here on your belly. Prone Shavasana is super grounding. So just lay here, let your thoughts go, let your breath become natural and easy. And melt here into a puddle, onto a mat, forgetting about your practice. And stay here in your final Shavasana for as long as you want or you need to. Taking time at the end to slowly call movement back into your body. And to soak up the goodness of your practice. But as always, this is where I leave you. As always, it is an honor to practice alongside you, and it was an honor to teach. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.